Henderson.
Oh, oops, my bad. I didn't mean to do that.
Money back. Money back. Bitch, I'm making like a money back. Money back. Ah, tú te me back on Monday, go rock Friday. This is sweet, pussy Saturday. That's just what I say. I said, babe, it's a snack. He said it's an entree. With them pretty ass twins, you look like Beyonce. Looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah. Money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. Up from the front, I got ass behind me, and I pack my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway. Looking like money back, 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 money back. And my bitches with me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids, and they all bloody good, so don't be talking sideways. He said I won't see this. You look like a couple pieces. He made sure he put Cardi down on his grocery list. Now why this bitch tryna look at my snap? I take your man and I won't give him back. I just walked into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof who collapsed. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these facts. That be late, waist snatch, ass fat, straight back. Got lips like Angelina, belly truck tangerine, tramp jumping on my dick. That's why they call it trampoline. Trampoline, like a Monday, go rock. I never felt so alive. 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 Catch me, don't you? Catch me, don't you? Catch me. I fall in love for the first time. I wanna cry. And I ain't even trying to fight it. Don't wanna die. Cause now you're here and I just wanna be right by your side. On any night that you be crying, baby, I'll dry your eyes. I'll dry your eyes. Every time you go to sleep, you look like you in heaven. Cause the head game is stronger than a few, etc. You shine just like the patent leather on my new 11s. You read me like a book, like I'm the Bible, you the Reverend. I wanna tell the truth to you. I wanna talk about my days as a youth to you. Exposing you to all my demons and the reasons I'm this way. I would like to paint a picture, but it'll take more than a day. It would take more than some years to get all over all my fears, preventing me from letting you see all of me perfectly clear. This ain't water stopping me from letting go and shedding tears from the lack of having father and the passing of my peers. While I'm too scared to expose myself, it turns out you know me better than I know myself. Better than I know myself. How about that? She gets him. You get me. She hugs him. Kiss me. Tell me you miss me. And I believe she gets him. You get me. She hugs him. You kiss me. You tell me you miss me. And I believe catch me, don't you? Catch me, don't you? Catch me. I've fallen in love for the first time. Okay, so spirit, what does the collective need to know? I'm hearing some of y'all are about to make history. And that came out in my poem from yesterday as well. Thank you for the follow. Lord, this is a love reading. So Spirit is saying, you felt trapped in a series of relationships that the person was just emotionally immature, financially struggling. I'm always gonna say, if you're a man and you are financially struggling, you need to stay out of the dating scene. Because when your finances aren't right, you just overwhelmed, stressed out, I'm hearing looking for a handout, looking for a leg up. This is straight opportunist energy.
And so the spirit just over and over again, nah, that ain't the one. That ain't the one. It's not the one. But you finally started listening to their guidance to do some meditation, go within, search yourself for the masculine that you desire. And I don't say that to like sound weird or anything, but when you have a firm understanding of your own energy, how the masculine energy works and how the feminine energy works, you'll be able to basically look at yourself or read yourself and figure out what parts of you want to improve. And does that pertain to the masculine or does that pertain to the feminine? And so you'll be able to basically shine a light on what needs to be paid attention to. Because we can get overwhelmed during the healing process if we are like, okay, we've got a laundry list of things that we need to work on, and we just like, it's too much, so fuck it. I'm just not going to do anything. And that's where the problem comes in. Because until you go within, until you balance that masculine and feminine within, it's going to create delays for your partner. So, you know, people are resistant to doing the work, but if you actually just did it, then it would make life a lot easier. Because you're not going to... Why did that come on? Oh, this is part 2. Now I done lost my train of thought. But anyway, you know, like I was saying, it's not, and again, when I talk about delays or anything like that, it's all in divine timing. It's all in divine order. There's nothing that, you know, is delayed or blocked that wasn't already put in place to be that way. And so whenever you decide to do the work, whenever this other person decides to do the work, the scales can be balanced, the energies are balanced, and then you're able to reap the karmic justice. Well, not the karmic justice, but you'll be able to reap the benefits of justice in your favor. But I guess you could consider that karmic justice as well. You know, justice from all the karmics that you had to deal with in order to get to the official person. And as I say, official person, this person is bringing all the love, all the emotional stability. They're actually going to affirm you. I'm having trouble. They are going to actually affirm you verbally and physically. I'm hearing intellectually. Am I strong enough to do that? Honey. Someone more important than me. And I'm hearing that this person is a good decision maker. Hi, officially Callie. Yes, this is a collector. To a place that I can see. To a place that I can see. Someone more important than me. Someone more important than me. You gonna ask me how I did this shit? I'm gonna do a humble stunt act like I meant this shit. That's the ego taking credit for it. I feel like fuck this album shit. Hey mama, look what God made. I feel like a broken record. Catch me. Catch me. Don't you catch me. And this is my love playlist. I felt a love reading come on, so I just started playing one of my love playlists. And then these are the cards that came out. You came right on time. Surely did. So yeah, you and this person are building spiritual strength, and that is causing positive movement forward. But like I said, spirit is not saying that means that you'll be together right away, because there's some things that you have to heal and learn independently. Yeah, spirit's like, until you're ready to come out of this energy, you be delayed. So they gotta be ready to come out of that energy. And really, it's giving the energy of the person isn't even really like, it's all like, definitely giving air sign. It's giving all in their head. It's not like there's nothing that you're doing to create the environment that they're having to deal with in their head. Hey, twin. And so that's really what life is about. Like, everybody has their independent movie running basically in their head, is what I'm hearing. And so you could be, and this is for somebody, you could be the best person ever for someone. But if they are locked up in their head, if they have convinced themselves that they're not good enough, they're not worthy enough, and all of that. Now, I'm not talking about practical things like, if you're struggling financially and you can't eat and make ends meet, then you just don't need to be dating. We're not talking about that. We're talking about just money's fine, business or job is stable, steady income, secured income, I'm hearing. The person just, because of whatever they're dealing with from childhood or whatever, they just can't get past their thoughts. But Spirit said they will complete the cycle. They will begin to understand their spiritual strength, or understand their spiritual strength. And even though there's some slow down movement or stagnant movement, that person realizing who they are will then propel you forward, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, this person needs to step into their authority, to acknowledge who they are. I feel like the person kind of feels like they have some gifts, but they haven't really had that awakening just yet. But it's in the process. Clock it. Yes, air signs are definitely in their head. Excuse me. And Lotus, didn't you say that two people could help to heal each other? And that's what this is giving. Thank you for the gifts. Let's see what else we're talking about here. Some confirmation. Okay, thank you for the gift. Oh, that was cute. The welcome seal. He said it's only the two of us. Everything I need is between those thighs. Oh boy, he said every time I look into your eyes, I see you're all I need. And I'm hearing the resurrection of the sun. I posted a video about that earlier. And it's sounding like a baby. It's sounding like it's giving that this person really wants you to have their little bambino. But that's even more reason to take your time. And I'm here to take your time, get it right. That's all. Because when you have children, it's very rare that there's two people that have healed to, a large extent and can bring forth a child who's coming into two clear bloodlines. Can you imagine if both of your bloodlines were clear when you were born? I mean, seriously. Can you just imagine? Like, I would probably be a damn superhero by now if both of my damn bloodlines were clear. You said, go away about the baby. Yet me talking about how to have a breech baby. Okay. Exactly. Blessings on blessings. And I was wondering about money. Spirit said, that's that long, stable money. That money that's been cultivated over time that's going to last for generations. Spirit said, it's like that energy of the rich auntie that you can call and she'll drop like 30 G's on you. It's giving a little hoarding energy though. So I would just say, Spirit is saying that when you are this fruitful and abundant, because we're talking about creativity, fertility, abundance, material wealth. And because this is the crone, she's also rich in wisdom. And that is not something to be held on to and kept private. That is for the enhancement of others as well. Yeah, brand new beginning, a brand new mental state, brand new ideas. Yeah, this person is going to begin to master their mind. And I'm hearing the two of you are going to create a mastermind between the two of you. And it's giving celebration, it's giving happiness, joy, marriage, it's giving community. And that's what I was talking about, using your wealth to build your community. And everybody can eat. You see how she has food on her lap? Everybody can eat. Everybody's taken care of. People are happy. They're in their childlike energy, enjoying life, not having to stress about bills and how things are going to get paid. Ooh, and it's coming in fast. It's coming in fast. Eight days from now is the 15th. So there's something significant for the 15th. We have the Justice card out here again. Straight balancing out the energies. I'm hearing balancing out any pain and trauma that was experienced in any form of relationship. Because, you know, you could have a jacked up relationship with adult children and it impact your romantic relationship. There's still some things that you're not acknowledging. Not really, very closed off, not really willing to look at, not really willing to be open to thinking things different, looking at things and thinking about things differently. And one of the things you're not acknowledging is actually how powerful you are mentally. And so sometimes that happens with people who are highly intelligent. And so this person is very highly intelligent, could be, you know, excelled in school with in AP classes, basically didn't have to really study to be able to do the work and understand it. I'm hearing very good at math and could be technology as well. But when you're very, like, I'll say tech minded or whatever, but then you have all these other thoughts that you're not managing. You're basically, like, the image that they're giving me is like two halves of your brain, and so half of your brain is running on all cylinders when it comes to like math and calculations, and I'm hearing algebra and accounting and, you know, all of those things. But then the other side of your brain is running on all cylinders of, my mom didn't support me, my dad didn't love me, my siblings used to beat me up all the time, I was bullied in school all the time, every time I get into a relationship it fails, and, you know, like all of that. And so when the person is distracting themselves with work or tasks, or, just not really paying attention to those things, that has to be balanced out, and there has to be more attention placed on the thoughts that are negative, that are kind of running on autopilot continuously. And so that's basically what Spirit is saying between these two cards. You have this potential, but you sitting here in this energy not really wanting to look at the real issue, and then wondering why you're in this energy where you're not moving forward. The song is called Butterflies, and there's a butterfly on his sword, which is for transforming your mind, transforming your thoughts. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Someone not really willing to transform their thoughts. And, eventually that is going to catch up to the person business wise. Because if you let all of these negative thoughts keep running on autopilot while you're distracted on this side with work, these are going to start building momentum and growing and all of that because you're ignoring it. This side is growing because you're exercising and working it, but this side is growing because you're ignoring it. And the comparison is like, you're working out on this side, so you're building muscle, but your body is atrophying on this side because you don't want to exercise. You're just sitting on the couch constantly eating, so you're not actually doing anything on this side, and so both sides are growing. And if you look at it from like a human vessel perspective, even though you're like operating on a genius level on this side, if your physical vessel takes over and breaks down, that's what is going to end up consuming you. And men be trying to act like they are so daggone non-emotional, just stop playing. And like I was talking about balance, says, so you came on to pull the tarot and end the lies. We did our big ones. Exactly. I just continued to lie. And what Spirit is saying is that when you have a very powerful mind in general, it is especially important to pay attention to what you're paying attention to, or pay attention to what you're thinking. Because when you have an extremely powerful mind that runs really fast and is getting information and processing information, downloading information, just like getting a heavy stream from the divine, that's essentially how you get into what society calls ADHD and autism and things like that. You have a lot of information coming in, and people try to manage it in different ways, like with, that green stuff, and, just a bunch of different ways people try to manage it. I was doing a reading on someone one time where the spiritual gifts of this person's uncle was so overwhelming to him that he was constantly drinking in order to try to maintain balance. But like I said, with the whole imbalance in your mind where one side is going to end up consuming the other because the rest of the body, spirit is saying, when you're dwelling on negative thoughts and your body is responding to that unconsciously, it's going to end up affecting your entire body, your entire vessel. It's going to start clouding your mind, and it's also going to just break your body down, you know. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm definitely not speaking sickness, disease, or pain or anything over anyone. This is just metaphorically, because anything in excess can be detrimental. I was talking about that the other night. It's a lot to process as an air sign. Yeah, that too, for sure. Definitely. What we talk about financially, spirit? And how long we talking until this money comes in? Give me the number of pentacles for the number of days that we're going to have to wait for this money to come in. Or the number of months. Okay, the number of months. That glue. Well, apparently Spirit said 1 month. Because that cycle is going to be closed within the month. Spirit says somebody is not getting their cycle. Look at her face. Spirit says somebody not getting their cycle next month. But it's going to be nothing but happiness and joy. You see how she's strutting around. Honey, this is what you talk about when you talk about time freedom, financial freedom, doing whatever you want at whatever time of the day you want to. Sis did not get up before dawn. When I leave my house in the morning, it is dark. Sis said, I don't wake up with an alarm. I wake up from the sound of the birds singing. And when the sun is up is when I come up. Okay. Afro. You said my chart ain't nothing but air and fire. At most 4 to 2 at least. He said I'll take that too. Yeah, honey. Yep, looks like your afro too. And sunflowers are significant. Oshun. And as soon as I said Oshun, I saw this car with the water. We got the Hermit card out here twice. So Spirit said, I am not playing with y'all. Do that work, go within, and I'm hearing get therapy if you need to, because you know dogs are for emotional support, and you can actually have a therapy dog. There are dogs like golden doodles that they take into hospitals as therapy dogs, and they're actually using therapy dogs in the criminal justice system because there's a program, a very high rated, very successful program where I believe it's um, SA offenders, and they bring dogs in, and the dogs being there helps to comfort them and helps them to really be able to talk about what happened, because a lot of times with those type of crimes the person just stays in denial, and that's why people say that SA offenders can't be rehabilitated, because they just first of all won't admit to it, and so that is the first step to recovery. And so if you're not gonna ever admit to it, then it's a wrap. But yeah, Spirit said we love you. We're here for you. And again, we have, because I think the Queen of Pentacles, no, the Crone of Pentacles came out too. So yeah, that's confirmation. 1 month. Something coming through. I'm not saying that you're going to be necessarily overnight millionaires. Some of y'all will be. In 1 month's time, Spirit said, it's coming on through. At the very least, you're going to have an opportunity that's going to set you right financially. You're going to have, you know, like something like a promotion at work. But with, like I said earlier, with the Crone of Pentacles, that's like being able to feed communities. So that's not little money. And neither is the Queen of Pentacles, because in both of these pictures, these people have food. And it's just interesting that we're going through like a food crisis with the food stamp stuff. This person is going to be able to feed the community, is going to be able to provide material support, financial support for communities, plural. And so that's what, you know, all of this is about. Being fertile, being creative, coming up with creative ideas to help the community. And I'm hearing, you know, coming up with ideas to combat fraud as well, because there are people who pretend to be down and out homeless, people who pretend that they're in need of something and they're really not. And so, you know, just as much as you want to make sure you're taking care of the community, you want to make sure that what you're doing is secure so that people don't take advantage of that. Because there's some heartless people out here. These criminals will, you know, get in good with an organization and just steal all that damn money. And that organization was cranking out meals for the community, sending meals to kids at school who may only get 1 meal a day. Come on, y'all. People are out of control. And look, there's this car has a lotus flower. So Spirit is like, because you got it out the mud, because you got it out the mud, we have new opportunities for love, new opportunities for peace and joy. Okay. And Spirit said, There's nothing a high priestess can't do. There's nothing a high priestess can't manifest. Now, of course, we want it to be in divine order. And you see how she's holding the cosmic egg? The Spirit said you are going to be birthing new worlds. You said that's confirmation because the live just glitched. Oh my God. I said earlier, victory and success. What was that card that came out? He said, when you get to the place you're going, you'll be standing taller, and I'll still be right there. Treading water. Treading water. And Spirit was talking to me earlier about the connection between water and emotions. Because I think in Lotus, I think in one of your videos you were talking about how the ocean is cleansing or water is cleansing. And so Spirit was talking to me about the fact that it's interesting how water is associated with cleansing and healing. I think he was saying water was healing. But water is associated with, oh, that was today. Okay. So water is associated with healing and cleansing. And it's also associated with emotions. And I've been talking about in multiple lives how balancing your emotions is going to be the catalyst for your healing. And I've been talking about crying, and I've been talking about releasing, and I've been talking about allowing yourself to cry. And there's a reason why your tears are water and salt water, like the ocean. And that is also connected to why people would get baptized in the ocean. So there's a lot of connections between water and cleansing your emotions, balancing your emotions, crying, releasing. And he said, let the water set me free. Let the water set me free. And when the divine pours out love on somebody, honey. Hi, Nisha. But yeah, victory, success, public recognition. Y'all about to be a straight power couple. Straight power couple, okay? And we talk about, again, I'm going to remind y'all again so you can get it through your head, that we're not talking about chump change. We are talking about community money. Community building money, community sustaining money. And I'm always going to say that we're not giving to others to our detriment. We're not going to be martyrs or anything like that for our communities. We're just working to help to build and create, new ways of working together, living together. We're working on developing new ways to cooperate with each other, I'm hearing. And so that goes way beyond money, but money is the foundation for the growth. And that's what I was talking about the other day on my live, where I was talking shit. And I was like, if you got 10 geniuses on a bus with nobody has any money to be able to fund whatever they're doing, the bus isn't going to go anywhere because nobody's going to have any money to actually move the bus. But when you have all these geniuses together in community together, and you have money to back them up, that's how you get victory and success of an entire community. Entire community. And that's what I was talking about. When people are financially stable and they're not having to worry month to month how to make ends meet, and they at the very least have their basic necessities taken care of, you can be in this energy, but you don't have to be a millionaire or a billionaire. And that's what the world does not want to happen, because if you have people at different economic levels in society, but they can still be happy exactly where they are, that creates the energy of being able to think clearly, being able to tap into your intuition, tap into your gifts, tap into your creativity. And that is like they're showing me a snowball effect, because that is how you get the ball rolling, and that's how you're able to use your creativity to create more wealth. So, there's a saying that most people just need a leg up in life. And, $100,000 could be all the leg up somebody needs. Because you can use $20,000 to put a down payment on a home. Hopefully you already have a decent car, but if not, you can maybe spend a couple, $5,000-$10,000 on a car that's reliable. And then you can begin to invest that money and start to build from that money. And then if you have, you can't, 100,000 isn't going to go very far if you don't have a job, or if you don't have a business that's generating income. But, like I said, sometimes that can be truly life-changing money. And when you're talking about the Queen of Pentacles and the Crone of Pentacles, these are energies who have already been through the bullshit with money. They have, I'm hearing, fucked off money. Lord Spirit. They have gone through phases where they just blew money constantly. They've gone through phases of money coming in and going out just as fast as it came in. They've been through phases of, basically, I was talking about mismanaging money. But I got your Venmo, Denisha. Is which one? Hold on. You say, yeah, that billionaire. The Flintstones. Oh, okay, that's Nisha. Okay. I'll close out this collective in just a second. So like I was saying, when you have when you have gone, that's why people go through financial problems, so that they can gain the wisdom to become the queen and the crone of pentacles. Because if you don't ever lose money, like if you haven't lost a bunch of money gambling, or you haven't lost a bunch of money investing poorly, if you haven't lost money being defrauded in some way because you thought you were making a good investment and it ended up being a whole ass scam, if you haven't gone through phases like that, if you haven't experienced times where you had to penny pinch to be able to feed your kids, you had to coupon to be able to feed your kids, this is, and also I'm hearing too, you have to also go through experiences of working jobs that didn't pay you enough. Working jobs that overworked you and underpaid you, I'm hearing. You have to go through periods of doing side hustles. Like I've talked about before, that I've done Instacart. When you have done a side hustle like that, you start to realize how corporations are graping people. Because an average batch would be like $10-12 would be your commission, but you have to go into the store and shop like 30 to 50 items and do it quickly so that you can get in and out of there and get to the person, deliver to the person, and get to the next order. And between the time that you have to spend to gather all the groceries, the gas and the mileage that you're expending to deliver, and possibly it could be some BS when you get to the person's place, like if the gate won't open, or they're not responding, or whatever, or you get lost, or whatever. All of that, the Spirit is saying, time is money. And these corporations do not care. They will pay you $10-12 to go through all of that. That whole thing depends upon how fast you are at finding the items and shopping and whatnot. And God forbid the person you're shopping for is messaging you 50-11 times on the damn app, asking for this, asking for that. If you have to replace items, if you have to cancel items, it can get crazy. You get the point. So I'm spending 2 hours on one shop potentially for like $15. Come on now. And I'm spending my gas. It ain't like those people were giving me a gas stipend, because that would have made it definitely a lot better. So Spirit is saying you had to go through all of those experiences in order to gain the wisdom. And I'm hearing the financial muscle to make sure that you're not having to be in that place any longer. Because when you got big money, like when you got long money, I'm hearing long and strong money, like the Crone of Pentacles, there's no time to be playing around with that kind of money. Because if you are used to spending frivolously and not doing what you're supposed to do financially, even though you're making a lot of money, if you're spending a lot of money, that shit is going to catch up to you. And we're talking about Spirit entrusting you with money that is going to benefit, entire communities. We can't have nobody that's going to be playing with that kind of money. Because that's the damn problem right now. Folk have access to that kind of money, and And preventing people from doing what they got to do to feed their kids at the holidays on top of everything. So the holidays are already stressful because people can't afford to get their kids gifts like that, but the kids all go back January January 5th or whatever, and everybody's got the new shoes, the new clothes, everybody's running down what they got for Christmas. And these parents are losing their damn mind trying to make sure that their kid can keep up with that and not get picked on and shit. It's a sad situation. But to at the very least, to not be able to feed your kids, I don't give a damn what time of year it is, because I don't give a damn about the holidays. I feel like it's a whole ass money grab. It's, the whole point of Christmas ain't even what is really going on. Okay. You said we do have the angel tree at my school for the kids we know won't get during Christmas. Yeah, that's really sad. But that's why I was talking about too, preventing fraud, because my oldest son's people used to put their names on the damn angel tree. His father's people would put their names on the damn angel tree, and she could afford gifts. Okay. So, I mean, you can't prevent that stuff from happening, but I mean, you can minimize it. You can't prevent it, but you can minimize it. Okay, Miss Nisha, what kind of reading did you want? The holidays are money grabs, pagan. Yeah, exactly. Some BS. Because I've talked about before how when my mother would lie to me and tell me that there was Santa Claus, and I wholeheartedly believed it, and then I realized that she was the one writing Santa Claus on the name Santa Claus, like from Santa, on the packages. I was like, damn, you've been lying to me all this time. So as a child, I was believing in magic. Like the night before Christmas, it was hard for me to sleep. I would be sitting in my window looking up at the sky like, what if I get a glimpse of Santa Claus? Like, I remember wholeheartedly believing in this shit. And then to come to find out that it was a complete and utter lie, it was hard. It was then hard for me to believe in Jesus when I was into the church. It was hard for me to believe in God, because I'm like, well, how can I believe in something I can't see, since this other dumbass figure was a lie? That may be an extreme comparison for some people, but it was more so the belief than anything else. It was the using my imagination and believing and action and all of that. And it's really, this is no shade to any parent who does this, but in my opinion, it's really a disservice to children to have them have such a strong, like, visceral belief in Santa Claus when you could start developing that belief in spirit from a young age. And I'm not talking about necessarily Christianity. I'm just talking about developing that relationship with spirit, them talking to their spirit team. People could really teach their kids about this at a very early age, because between 0 and 7, they're like sponges. They're developing their personalities. They're finding their place in the world and all of that. And so that's a very pivotal time where you can really cultivate some very strong spiritually strong children, but society is so busy instilling the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, and all this other bullshit. Meanwhile, all these damn Christians, I'm not saying everybody acting crazy at the holidays are Christians, but I mean, if you buying Christmas gifts, I would presume that you're a Christian. I know there's Hanukkah and all that other stuff, but whatever spirituality you practice, if you practice a damn spirituality and then you go to Walmart on I was about to say Good Friday. If you go to Walmart on Black Friday and run over somebody with the cart because you trying to get the 55-inch TV for $50, there's a damn problem. I don't give a damn if you Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. If you have a spiritual practice that is supposed to be making you better and supposed to be putting you in a position to be a good example, a healing person for other people, you shouldn't be nowhere in no store at any time of the year running people down, cussing people out, for over material shit. And people don't seem to see a problem with that shit. That's crazy. Oh, Lord, Nisha. I thought Lotus answered this question. Nisha. Nisha. Oh my Lord. She did. She rolled her eyes at me. I just knew Nisha was coming with a different question. Yeah, she said, because you hard at it. Don't listen. Oh, God. Look, y'all, I got this microphone, but it doesn't really work. But what y'all think about the aesthetics? Does it look aesthetically pleasing? Like, does it make me look more official? Oh, God. Nisha, I'm pulling out the mic for you, honey. Because we gotta... I'm screaming because I heard Spirit say, talk to the mic. Nisha, let me find out you got that good. Nisha, I'm not trying to play you. She said she do. That's her problem. Nisha, I'm about to walk over this live like Lotus be doing. I'm about to walk the fuck off. I promise you, this microphone has been over here chilling for months because I bought this dumb thing off of TikTok and it's not compatible. I have to get like a adapter or something so I can plug it into my phone and it actually worked. But Spirit told me to pull this microphone over here for your reading and say, talk to the mic. She said, Lotus, listen, I don't know him yet, but he may be. Oh my God. Okay, let me get serious. Because Nisha, I think you might need to teach a class, Nisha. Because when I tell you, when Spirit says, sis can talk to the mic like no other. Oh, oh my God. Oh gosh. Okay. Have you ever been swallowed in my? Have you ever been swallowed in my TG? Let me get serious. Oh my God. Nisha, we love you. We just messing with you, girl. Okay, I'm about to get serious. No, but for real though. Higher self, spirit. All praises to the Most High. Thank you to the archangels for protecting us during this live. Please give me clear and concise messages for the highest and best good of Nisha, and if any of her spirit guides or ancestors and higher self would like to contribute to the live, I ask that only her ancestors and spirit guides of the highest light and vibration would contribute. Lord, Nisha, they might be giving you a past life reading. I'm not sure. Let me see. But of course, if they're giving you a past life reading, it will make. But of course, if they're giving you a past life reading, it will make